Here's your latest African news. Guinea. Breaking news. Guinea soldiers have staged a successful coup. Members of the Guinea military staged an apparent coup Sunday, declaring on national television that they had arrested President Alpha Conde, dissolved the country's constitution, and sealed off land and air borders. The soldiers later announced a nationwide curfew. Conde's whereabouts Sunday were not immediately clear. In October, the president won a third term in office after amending the constitution to allow him to run again. The controversial election sparked violent protests throughout the country. Army Colonel Doumbouya appeared on national television on Sunday, draped in the Guinea flag. Doumbouya cited mismanagement of the government as a reason for his action. He called his group of soldiers the National Rally and Development Committee. African Union leaders called on the body's Peace and Security Council to meet urgently to discuss the situation. South Africa. Zuma freed from prison on medical parole. Former South African President Jacob Zuma is being released from prison on medical parole, 2 months into a 15-month sentence. The government's Department of Correctional Services did not reveal the nature of Zuma's medical condition, but say that parole can be granted to inmates suffering from an illness that severely limits their daily activity or self-care. He was imprisoned on July 7th for refusing to obey a court order to appear before a commission of inquiry into the government and private sector corruption which flourished during his presidency. His jailing triggered widespread violence in 2 of the country's provinces. The 79-year-old was incarcerated in the hospital section of the prison in Escort, a town in his home province of KwaZulu-Natal. A month later, the prison's department said he had been moved to an outside hospital under the care of military doctors. On August 14th, the prison department reported that he had undergone a surgical procedures, with other procedures scheduled for the coming days. Africa-wide. African Union announced vaccines made in Africa will not be exported to Europe. The African Union has announced that Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines assembled in South Africa will no longer be exported to Europe and will instead be distributed among African countries. In addition, millions of Johnson & Johnson's vaccines already shipped to Europe but currently stored in warehouses will be returned to South Africa. African Union COVID-19 envoy Strive Masiyima said on Thursday. Zambia. Zambia elects first woman as parliament speaker. Zambia's parliament has elected its first female speaker more than a week after longtime opposition leader Hakainde Hichilema was sworn in as the country's new president. Nelly Muti, a lawyer based in the capital Lusaka, was elected unopposed on Friday to replace Patrick Matimbini, a retired High Court judge who served as a speaker for 10 years. Muti was sworn in along with 2 deputies. In his address at the ceremony, Hichilema said Muti's election championed the cause of women in leadership roles in Zambia. A human rights lawyer and a former chairwoman of the country's Anti-Corruption Commission, Muti will have the job to preside over our parliament, where the ruling party still needs the cooperation of opposition members of parliament to make constitutional changes. Africa-wide. Africa data centers to set up 10 new facilities at $500 million across the continent. Africa data centers have announced plans to build large hyperscale data centers in 10 African countries, which will among other things boost employment and the growth of economies. The project, which will be undertaken over the next 2 years at a cost of more than $500 million, which will be funded through new equity and facilities from leading development finance institutions and multilateral organizations. Among the sectors which will benefit from the centers include banking, growing fintech sectors, insurance, medical organizations, the public sector, hyperscale cloud providers, content providers as well as small and micro enterprises. In order to reduce carbon emissions, the firm noted it will invest in innovative grey water systems, water disposal, and renewable energy sources. Tanzania. Zanzibar Minister Lauds genetic database plan. The Zanzibar Minister for Health, Mr. Nasur Mazrui, has commended the Tanzania Society of Human Genetics for the plan of establishing a national genetics database, saying it will be crucial in providing scientists with relevant data for rare disease diagnostics. Mr. Mazrui spoke as he graced the official opening of a historic African Society of Human Genetics conference that gathered scientists and policymakers in the field of human genetics in the city. He noted the strong need for biodata in the country, not only to help health practitioners in Tanzania, but also support global scientific research and development. According to Tanzania Society of Human Genetics, the society plans to collect genetic data from representatives of Tanzania's ethnic groups that will help for diagnosis procedures. Thanks for watching. Visit our YouTube channel Tunacheki to watch our daily news reports and our website tunacheki.tv for all the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to catch our new show Startup Africa every Thursday on our channel. You can directly support this new series by becoming our YouTube member or becoming a Patreon. And remember, Africa is watching.